Hello, hello. We are here and we are very pleased to interact with you in this way. This is one of the most exciting gatherings that we have ever reconciled. And it is always very exciting for us to meet you. For every time you meet us, you allow for a great bridge of energy that connects our realities. And through that bridge flows tremendous streams of love and light that allow us both to attune to our own connection to Source. And for this, we are so deeply grateful and appreciative. We speak on behalf of the Galactic Council. As the Pleiadian collective, we come to your world to help you assimilate some frequencies so that many changes can take place on the ground level. And thank you for being a part of the change. We ask you now, how may we assist you this moment of your time?
How are we doing on assimilating the frequencies?
Well, very well.
Oh, good. I was wondering, in what ways will we be collaborating with the Pleiadians in the future?
You as individuals, or you as a collective,
Sure.
or you as...
Yeah, us as individuals.
Alright. Well, that's up to you.
Uh-huh. How about in general, humans?
Again, that's up to you.
Oh.
Understand that there are many different timelines, and we cannot tell you what will happen because you determine which of those timelines that you attune your frequency to.
Well, what are the Pleiadians wanting? What would be optimum for them?
Well, our greatest interest would be to connect with you more and to help your planet go through this process of absorbing into the galactic web consciously.
And we're doing pretty well. Okay.
You could do better.
In what ways?
Well,
Personally, Robin and I.
okay. What is your excitement?
Painting.
Are you painting?
Not enough.
Alright. What else excites you?
Oh, just like being in this place does.
Alright. That's good.
And,
You have created a place that allows you to maintain a frequency of great connection.
Yeah, and doing more of this exploration, like
Yes.
talking to you.
Yes. And talking to us is perhaps one of the best ways that you can engage more with the transformation occurring on your planet now.
Oh.
Yet you do not need this human in front of you to talk with us.
I'm not sure how to do it.
Alright. Can you think a thought?
Yeah.
Can you think a thought, hello, Pleiadians, I want to feel you?
Yes.
Alright, think that thought. And mean it. And notice what changes within your body. Notice what changes in your imagination. How do you perceive that shift when you say hello to us?
Okay.
Well, how do you notice it? We asked you.
Oh, you're asking how I notice it. A shift. When I, do it in the moment?
Right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think I feel a little bit scared for some reason.
Oh, alright. That's
Shy.
a good place to start.
Kind of shy.
Alright, well, what could we do that would be obtrusive to you?
Well, I think I'm just getting used to it, so I'm really enjoying having this opportunity.
Yes. It's a good place to start.
Can I ask you about an experience
Yes.
you had? Okay. There was something that happened about 4 years ago here, and it was to do with lights in the sky and coming through the skylight of our caravan.
Yes.
Do you know anything about that?
Yes.
Well, could you say something about that?
These were craft from a civilization you know to be the Essasani or the Shikani.
What attracted them to us?
You met in a higher frequency. Understand that this ship is always there. Many ships are always there, yet you do not see them because you have not allowed yourself to shift into the frequency bandwidth through which you perceive such craft. So they were essentially pointing themselves out to you so that you could begin to question, what is a higher frequency? How do I engage in that higher frequency? And what may happen if I live my life in that higher frequency?
Will we start to become non-material as we reach into this frequency?
Yes. Though that is not something that you or even the channel would consider within this lifetime.
What are the Essasani or Ishani entities like?
They are highly telepathic, and they live upon ships that they pilot with their thought around many planets to act as surveyors and, again, a form of ambassadors for extraterrestrial contact. Now, they are a hybrid race that gets its roots from the gray extraterrestrials, as you call them, who are humans from a parallel timeline. And you, as your planet now, collectively have made an agreement to engage with these gray extraterrestrials to create hybrid races, of which the Shikani are one. Now they are relatively shorter than you in stature, and they have mostly balding heads. They have darker eyes, and they do not use words to speak.
What do they use?
Thought.
Thought. And was there a message for us that night?
It was simply a transmission of energy that was to get you in tune with what is to come.
Uh-huh. Well, was there a certain, something we did that helped us be able to see their light? You said something about...
How were you feeling in that moment?
I was sleeping. So it was in the middle of the night, so we woke up.
And the day before it occurred?
I remember around that time, it was early December, right near the time of the ayahuasca ceremony, and we'd been talking about making a Pleiadian spaceship landing pad and, stuff like that.
So you were raising your frequency by engaging in passionate excitement for some sort of contact. You were sending out a signal that they responded to.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. And they had like a spectrum of light that they shone.
Yes.
In what was that for? Or, was that part of the tuning?
Yes.
Okay. I was wondering... Okay. Thank you for answering these questions.
We thank you.
Do you speak with Gaian entities like Pele and
We
those?
could.
You could, but you're not focused on that right now.
Well, we engage with other humanoid races for the most part.
So there is a Pele entity.
Yes, and every entity that has ever been conjured by another human being still exists.
Is the praying mantis or any other insects off-planet entities?
Yes.
And what is their story?
What you could call mantids are some of the most ancient beings within this cosmos. Now, they were first formed at higher energetic levels. Creative consciousness, as it devolved from source, came into many different dimensions of existence. And these mantid beings are, in a way, creator gods. They saw the matrix of reality in a very tangible way, and then thought many star systems into existence. So, having been great creator gods, these mantids then descended into an identical form within your world to act as teachers of what exists at another level. So many grasshopper-like entities are part of this mantid family. There are many groups of insects within it that correspond to this higher level extraterrestrial consciousness. And these mantid-like beings are the sort that help energy patterns fit together. As great overseers, they see all dimensions at once. They help what you call synchronicity form between dimensions. So every event that occurs within your reality spills over into a parallel event in another reality, in many other realities. And mantids, as they can see all of these occurrences at once, tie the strings together energetically. They are the active, invisible force that puts things like the law of attraction to work.
What is your relationship with birds like?
We love them very much, yes.
Is there do they deliver any communications to the stars?
They are in contact with extraterrestrial counterparts, as most animals on your planet are.
And
at soul levels.
At soul levels? So
in other words, the soul of the animal leaves its body in sleep and returns to an off-planet home.
In sleep?
In sleep, or in trance.
Oh. What is their mission on Earth? On Gaia?
Well, for one, it is their home. They enjoy living here and being here. And they are also contributing to life on this planet in many ways. They are contributing to the lives of other animals and to humans as they help you to look up. They are tuning your chakras with their sounds, and by your admiration of their sounds, you come into sync with a higher order. The sounds of birds is one of the most powerful ways to find a deeper alignment with the world around you. So we do encourage you to listen to them. If you are passionate about watching them, take the time to do so. For they are moving energy patterns around as they dance through the sky. And as you watch how they move, you will learn a great deal about energy itself.
Yeah. Can see that. Is channeling the main way we have contact with the Pleiadians, or are we doing other things?
there are some who are already in a more tangible sort of contact with extraterrestrials on this planet now, though there are very few. Now, we also transmit frequencies to people who identify as light workers, as healers, as musicians, especially, to send frequencies out through healing and sound. And so we are connecting with many who may not even know it, simply through the focused intention to open to source or the light for the highest good, for example. This gives enough permission for our frequency to come through into your reality more. And many do contact us in dream states or in other sorts of visionary states of consciousness.
When you appear in dream states, is it like yourselves, or do you take on other forms?
It can happen either way.
Is there a way of knowing when you've had contact?
Some will retain the memory, and some will suppress it.
Yeah. When you can smell a plant, for instance, I like the smell of a privet bush.
Yes.
And it seems to have some sort of message in the smell.
Alright.
Is that true? What is that? I know, like, we're smelling a smell like a juniper or different plants. It can bring maybe memories back of when you had it growing around your house or something like that. But is there other things going on with that?
The receptors of your brain that pick up on scent are non-local, meaning when a scent is repeated, it will connect with all of the memories before when you have smelled the same scent. And in this way, scent used with intention can allow you to bridge time, to come to live in a more time-ascended state, where you are still living through the human experience of time, yet you are connected to a part of yourself that is also beyond time. Now, scents directly enter your brain. They change your brain chemistry instantly. And the scents have certain frequencies that then help your body entrain a different mode of being. This is a very powerful healing technique, and you would do well to pay close attention to the scents around you and keep it fresh.
Yeah. Okay. When people set up so-called places where they're welcoming Pleiadians or other entities, when they set that up, like, is that a portal?
Yes, every time.
And how is that to be used in an optimum way? What kind of intent, what kinds of ceremony or what physical kinds of things would help the portal have information? Or
Physical things would be crystals, incenses, instruments, anything that strikes the chords of beauty. Things that you feel love for when you look upon them are the very best things to place in the space. Create a space in a way that feels both open yet enclosed, that feels both inviting yet safe. The feeling that you experience in entering the space determines the kinds of energies that are invited in. So surround it with things that make you feel very positive and relaxed. Now, what to do in the space, that is up to you. Have much passion and joy. Allow yourself to be motivated by that passion to do whatever it is you wish to do. Go beyond the scope of what your social conditions keep you doing again and again, yet are bored by. In other words, don't sit and have idle conversation. Talk about the things that you never talk about but want to. Play games with each other. Make sounds that you have not made before. Using your voice to tone is one of the most powerful ways to access higher vibrational frequencies. Toning a sound with the intention to access that higher state will allow for deeper contact to occur, for the act of singing or toning or even speaking, stream of thought, can help you enter into that more trance-like state through which these higher frequencies come through you and into your reality.
Is there likely to be a physical appearance in these portals?
Yes.
And
Though there will be much phenomena leading up to that.
is there, can I ask a when? I know when we're ready.
Yes, when you are ready. At this time, we can give you a projection.
Yeah. Projection.
All right. 20 years.
20 years.
10 years.
It's changing.
15 years. This hints at the nature of time and timelines. We say 20 years, and then that seems like too long. So then you are more excited about contact. So it comes closer. Then it seems too close. It was much closer than it was, and so it changes again. How excited and passionate you are for something to occur without attachment to it occurring brings it to you closer. Acting on that excitement in ways that continue to raise your frequency bring that projected timeline even closer. You are actually jumping through many different timelines in each and every moment.
So we could see spaceships now if we had more developed senses.
Yes.
Is that mostly eyes, or is it?
No. No, it is not your eyes.
It's vibration.
Your eyes are quite well. You must simply enter into that higher frequency of passion, excitement, love.
Is there is there any advice for people who are nearsighted to get better eyesight?
Yes. You may do eye yoga exercises. There are many. You may get LASIK surgery. Those are the options. The other option would be to believe that your eyes will get better, and really firmly believe it, and go without your glasses until they are better. Though this one might take more training.
What sort of training?
Training in belief. As you believe, so it will be.
What does it mean when you have reoccurring dreams?
It means that dreams are recurring.
And is that to give you a mess? Like, I dream about the ocean. I'm always by the ocean. All my
Yes.
dreams take place by the ocean.
All right. So what does the ocean represent to you?
I'm not sure.
How do you feel when you look upon the ocean?
Like it's the most sacred thing you
Yes.
can imagine, and it's like it's maybe more than any other thing, part of the universe.
Yes.
Connecting to the universe.
Yes. And so, when you are encountering something great, encompassing, and sacred, it is your subconscious leading you to have a deeper relationship with that sacredness. A brief word of dreams is that dreams build upon emotional energy and place them into symbolic manifestations. Now, in your world, you have tried to make code books for what the symbols of dreams meant, for you knew that everything that occurred in a dream was a symbol for something else. Yet, the trick is that everybody has a different experience, different past life memories, and different future timelines. So everyone's dream is encoded with different symbols. And when you decipher your dreams, you must come to ask yourself, what does the symbol really mean to you? How do you feel when you look upon the symbol? What response in your body is triggered by the symbol? And how has that symbol played out in other ways in your life?
What is the ocean to the Pleiadians? Do you have a connection with it?
It is the womb of life on your planet, and really life in the whole galaxy begins with water-dwelling creatures.
So, is there any magic in the mountains? Do they have messages for us?
Yes, every mountain has its own soul.
And so do they have things that they want to communicate?
Yes, you must speak with them and listen.
How do you speak with a mountain? What is the best way?
Listening to your intuitive guide. Going the direction you feel inspired to go. Offering what you consider sacred to the mountain as a gift. Speak with the mountain in your mind's eye. Speak with your mountain inside. And listen to the response. Listen to the way that it shows up. And allow yourself to be imaginative. For many hidden beings reside among the mountains and can teach you a great deal.
Is it possible to see these
Yes.
beings? And
though they will look different to everyone who looks upon them.
Yeah. Is it the same with the wind and the weather? Do they have messages like the mountains?
Yes. The weather is an extension of this collective field of vibration around your planet. And as energies enter your planet's atmosphere, the weather transduces them and communicates them through the sounds, through the moisture. The weather is always transmitting a certain frequency that is a specific teaching for those who inhabit that specific location. And so there is diversity upon your planet, so that you may have many different perspectives on what it is like to live on planet Earth. And the weather is always sending through its sounds undercurrents of subtle energy. As you allow yourself to listen to the wind and hear its calls, you can often tap into the voice of your guides or your own higher self as a feeling or even as a message.
So tap in, listen to the wind,
Yes.
and tap in
Yes.
and maybe listen for other guides.
Yes.
Is the wind itself an entity? Is there?
Yes.
Are there
It is a
many?
collective spirit of wind or air.
Yeah.
It is actually an entire element of its own accord. In magical and shamanic, as you call them, traditions around your world, 5 elements have been identified, and each is a conscious living energy that manifests in both your body and the world around you.
Can you say something about directions? East, south, north, and west?
Yes. And this comes to do with space and shape itself, that your spatial awareness is a sacred act. When you orient your spatial awareness in a new way, you gain new perspectives, and energies seem to be transmitted in your physical world from different directions. So, by honoring and taking into account these directions, noticing in each physical location where you orient yourself about the world, you gain a greater spectrum of understanding of what your location really is. And through understanding a specific location, you also begin to transcend location as well, by opening the direction of above to the heavens and below to the earth. Now, these 6 points create within what you call a seed of life or flower of life a perfect symmetrical figure. And this figure is there to orient you in that relationship with space and direction. That through knowing your location and orienting yourself to the energies around you, you can establish a magical relationship with spirit wherever you are.
Oh.
Now, the center point is in your heart itself. And your body itself is another way of you determining this location, with a front side, a back side, a left side, a right side, a top, and a bottom. That is 6, with the 7th point again being in your heart.
Huh. Is there, is this part of the steps in maybe knowing the directions in that way to being able to teleport or to fly?
It will help you. We do suppose that it is a necessary first step, yes. Teleportation, on the other hand, requires that you go to a level of quasi-physicality. It requires that you go to the dimension in which most extraterrestrial groups in contact with your world now reside, in which you can move from one location to another simply by thinking about it. So the ships that you see in the sky teleport, though it is simply an aspect of technology and matter when you reach that dimension. It is a normal part of existence, in other words, to teleport.
Does it require awareness of a biological understanding of quantum physics to be able to
Not
do
quite
it?
a biological understanding, no.
But
While extraterrestrials simply know how to do it because they exist within that dimension, there are human mystics who have achieved the same ability within a human body. And it, from their perspective, involved connecting with a higher etheric realm through which thought manifests into form. And having so much meditative focus there, and so much higher energy available to them, they were able to move from location to location by thinking about it. Now, it also required continuous meditative practice and collective focus.
Is flying much the same?
Flying in a human body?
Yes.
We won't rule that out quite yet, though it functions in a different way. Start by flying in your dreams, and from that point on, we'll get there.
Okay. Just use imagination, right?
Yes.
So, is it expected that humans will fly as one stage in their process?
Not quite fly. Though, in your dream space, you are capable already of doing so.
Is flying in your dreams associated with lucidity in dreams?
Yes.
And to what does that do for people to fly in their dreams? What is that for? What is that energy for?
Again, when we speak of dreams, it opens the realm of personal significance. So it means something different to every individual. In general, flying means transcending physical reality and obtaining a greater sense of freedom. This is what most humans associate with flying with, though others will have other meanings. In general, humans will develop an awareness of how to become aware of the dream state itself before exploring fully this realm of flight.
Oh. Okay. And what are dreams for?
There are many different kinds of dreams. Now, some, like the ones you have mentioned, are there to help you get in touch with what you are not getting the signals for in your waking life. Some dreams are to help process and clear energies. Some dreams are simply your brain doing the dishes, washing out the muck of your day. Some dreams are contact with your guides, with angelic or extraterrestrial realms, or entire other realms of existence and awareness.
Okay, does marijuana suffer from being grown indoors?
No.
And
Though it could be better outdoors.
it doesn't get bored?
Plants do not experience boredom in that sense. Though the spirits of plants do wish for them to be used and shared in ways that are fair and used with awareness, yes. The plants would much appreciate being contacted before being used, being asked permission, you could say.
So, okay. So when you smoke marijuana and it's in your system, are you helping it evolve by?
Yes.
And does it have an awareness, almost a trip itself?
Yes.
Just the way we have a trip, having it inside of us?
The consciousness of the plant is not attached to its body, and so it experiences you simply by you thinking about it. It experiences you through you looking at it and holding it and touching it and smoking it.
Uh-huh. And it is evolving?
Yes.
Along what lines?
Well, it is evolving as humans evolve in their connection to it. The plant itself is already highly intelligent and aware, and the body of that plant evolves as the humans send new thought to it, send new sorts of ideas to it.
Mm-hmm.
Every thought that is thought in the process of preparing the plant affects it. And now as you are coming to see the power of this plant, you are beginning to hybridize it, you are beginning to grow it in new ways, and this innovation will continue over time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Robin, do you have any?
I had the experience of my fairly regular lucid dreaming, about which I was quite proud and took copious notes, come to an abrupt halt.
Oh, all right.
And I kept scanning for what change in behavior, habits, or what event might have precipitated that kind of abrupt loss of them. And I traced it back to the last such dream I recalled having, and in it, a friend had killed himself.
All right.
I mean, he had really killed himself. I'd gone to his funeral, and in the dream, he showed up, and it was at the point where I had established direct contact with him, was looking in his face, and telepathically wondered, hey, what was it that was so tough? What world is it you were in that made that seem like the best decision? And I got this thing, you really want to know? And I watched his eye sockets, his what had been a fairly normal looking face, then suddenly looked like a mask of like a thin covering over something far more powerful. And then the eyes became garnets, and then I could feel myself being drawn toward the black eye sockets as the garnets disappeared, and there appeared to be kind of a reddish tinged light in the background. And at that point, I got scared. And I said, whoa, whatever world he was in must have been, terrifying enough that he didn't want any part of it. Maybe I don't want to look at this. And I woke up.
All right.
And I don't recall that caliber lucid dream since, and that's been years. I thought, well, maybe maybe it's weed, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. And I'm far more inclined to believe I got into some area that I have resistance to that I'm not consciously aware of. And I wondered if you had any hints about that for me.
Yes. At that time, the level of fear you encountered was too much for you to continue to experience dreams with that degree of lucidity. And so now that you can reevaluate this instance and release some of those fear-based energies, more can begin to open up. And you can accelerate this process in numerous ways. The one we encourage the most is by entraining yourself to enter that dream state without sleeping. And there are a variety of ways of doing this, described by your teachings on shamanic journeying.
Mm-hmm.
And there are even more variables that you can incorporate. Whatever you believe to be the best way to enter into that dream-like trance will be effective. So allow yourself to explore the options, and we encourage you to return to that same soul to finish that interaction And as you come to face what you thought to be very frightening, you will find greater compassion and the ability to move forward. Now, the plant marijuana does have some role, so if you ever really truly wish to experience a clear dream, take a night off.
Thank you.
We do thank you, yes.
As much as I'm quite willing to resign myself to the conclusions of the entities who profess how lovable we humans are, without requiring them to explain what is it about us. There's this actual real wonder about how is it that we're attracting this much attention from extraterrestrial craft.
We've been here through your entire evolution.
Mm-hmm.
It is only in the past 2,000 of your years that you have disengaged with connection with us.
Mm.
And now we have helped you evolve up into this point, and we have been engaging in your soul growth. Extraterrestrial souls incarnate here, and so we are drawn to see how this melting pot plays out. Many, many different groups of souls are. This planet has been a hub for its entire history. It is not simply this current, present human race.
Okay.
There have been many races here already.
Mm-hmm.
The past several you have some recollection of, though there are even more before, which we cannot begin to describe to you now.
I guess I'm speculating about the enormous gifts with which some have accused us of being richly blessed, and that we're somehow unique. And I hesitate to go to that place because it's almost as though you're doing comparative. Oh, well, we're unique and other life forms aren't. But there seems to be something peculiar about our particular position, or the ways in which we've been invested with a whole menu of DNA from a variety of races that give us some kinds of potential or value or purposefulness or mission.
Yes.
And that's what I'm curious about. How are we so different from other people's missions?
The mission of humanity is, in one way, the same as the mission of every other extraterrestrial group, and that is to experience diversity, to have one unique planetary experience among many planetary experiences available, and within that planetary experience to have many, many different social and cultural experiences that create a unique group that is very diverse. And as every planet and every group of souls incarnating on a planet, this is all for the greater picture of evolving to higher densities, evolving to become more non-physical, closer to source, and more unified. Eventually, so that all souls merge into one consciousness that is entirely self-aware. And this is the dance that is being played out through this galaxy. That all of these different landing pads for souls will eventually merge into one unified field of awareness that knows every connection and is entirely self-aware of all of it. This is very long in the making. And truly it is infinite, because you can reunify to that state of total self-awareness and then collapse back into the manifestation of a new universe.
Mhm.
Now, what makes humans' mission unique? Alright? For one, you are a planet that has clung to an idea of independence. And this is a very interesting experience for many. For your clinging to this belief system is one of the greatest repellents for assistance at other levels. And so your planet is coming to learn that individuality does not mean that you are not dependent on something bigger. That your individuality is also bringing you to be part of a bigger collective consciousness. And through this great learning curve of being so fiercely individual, you are working quite a bit out. Now, humans are one end of a spectrum, so to speak. To consider your siblings in another parallel reality, the Greys, humans that have been dominated by an entirely mental existence, where technology and mental growth was much more important than heart-centered connection and emotional awareness. They shunned emotions and eliminated them entirely. Now, those who are most attractive to influence of the Greys in this world are those who have profound emotional openness, for that was the quality that was missing in the Greys' evolutionary spectrum. And you and the Greys together have created these many other races that are coming to contact you now. So humans play this role in a very interesting dance of hybridization. That you are coming to meet aspects of yourself that seem very far away. You are coming to experience diversity. You are coming to understand that there are many, many different types of experiences and many, many different experiencers. And by allowing yourselves to find what unifies all of these different experiences, you are returning to that oneness together. And the human approach is a very multifaceted one. There are many things on your planet that do not occur on other planets. An example is the monetary system. It is a very rare manifestation, and it stems from that fierce individuality that you humans seem to have developed. Now, few other extraterrestrial groups have gone so far in that direction. And it is something interesting for you to take note of.
Is there a way we can ease out of the money system into a better system?
Yes.
What advice would you have about that?
By not seeing money itself as the problem. Money is simply energy. Now, come to what we would call a non-dual or non-polarized state of awareness. See that everything that manifests, whether it is destructive or whether it is benevolent, is part of a cycle of evolution. Money is a tool in your evolution. And now on your planet, this energy is what is required to build, to create, to do anything, essentially. So you must understand that it is a form of love in that way. For in our non-physical dimensions, an energy that we would describe to you as love is what makes things happen. The amount of love and focus energized in a certain direction is what determines outcomes. In your planet, it is the amount of money that you focus in any direction that determines an outcome. And for this reason, if you want to be a big mover and shaker on your planet now, and we encourage you to be one, you must have that belief about money so that it is not something that burdens you continuously. Now, on a larger scale level, the money system will dissolve when there is equality. Until there is a borderless world, to rid yourself of this money system would be somehow negligent, for it would not help those who experience lack. You must unify your planet and clean up the way that you use your resources, and then a real dissolution of the money system is in order. You must first address why this system of managing energy has been used to make some have more energy and others lack it entirely. The goodwill and compassion of helping out those who do not have and focusing awareness in that direction is one of the best ways to move through this cycle of money. And more in the times to come, there will be those who learn the secret to unlocking very large sums of money into their pocket and then freely sharing it without agendas. And this is the consciousness of the future that will simply bring a shift out of that individual focus to a collective focus.
Thank you.
We do thank you, yes.
I have no more questions at this point.
All right.
I have one more.
All right.
I mean, I have lots more, but one more I'll do now. What was really happening from your perspective during the Middle Ages to humanity? Not the politics, not the religion, but to humanity itself. In regards to things like magic and empowerment.
This was a time of great darkness. This was a time when your planet was literally further away from the light energies. And there was a great chasm between those who were open to these higher etheric realms and those who were in a very dense physical reality. Those who were actually there incarnating in order to maintain a tradition, a lineage of spiritual practice, knew at a soul level the great import that they had in incarnating. Some of them knew that they would come to face their death for what their purpose was. And they had both great bliss in their spiritual connection, though they had great sorrow in facing the very hard, dark reality that was what it was like to be on Earth at that time. So this was a time when souls were coming in order to hold down fort, so to speak, in order to keep your planet viable for the times to come. It was a time when your lineage was being transformed and developed so that your world could exist as it is today on the tipping point of crossing the threshold into a new type of human, living in a new state of higher dimensional awareness. And this is very exciting, is it not?
Yes, it is. And it's something that's happening.
Yes.
And it won't be at all like all at once we'll see it all in one day.
No.
It'll be sort of gradual, so we won't really have that sudden awareness.
It happens the way that you wish it to happen. It happens for you as quickly as you are ready to take it. And so you must be willing to go through a bit of the transformation that occurs. For when you move in the direction of what is truly your heart's passion, you also will see the fears that you have placed in front of it. Now, this is just the result of the conditioning that humans go through in conforming to a consensus cultural reality. That certain things are okay and certain things are not. Certain desires are very acceptable and very commendable, and other desires are to be kept hidden away. When you unleash what you have hidden away and find that you have great enthusiasm for your life, and you allow yourself to move in the direction of all of it, not just some of it, you will be living the fastest track life. And while it may be hard work to keep up with all that comes up, you will be greatly rewarded. And the states of bliss that you will know will make it worth all of the confusion. The confusion that is the clearing of ideas that are no longer relevant to the new human.
Thank you.
We do thank you, yes?
Yes.
I thank you as well.
Well, this has been a very exciting interaction for us and a very pleasing way for us to get to know your world more. We know that the cogs are in motion now, and there are creative juices flowing. And as you allow yourself to engage with life as feedback, and the symbols of life as teachings, let yourself create new meaning for the things that occur around you. Find ways that you can create large-scale meaning from small, insignificant events. Find ways that little sounds can take you to remember the bigger picture. For when you are in that bigger picture focus, when you are in that field of great excitement, very wondrous things will be attracted to you. There are many beings that are already in communication with you, and as you take heed, listen closely. If you think it is a sign, it is a sign. If you have a hunch, it is a real thing knocking at your door, asking to come in. Open it, for there are presents that will be shared.
Nice.
And do not be shy to receive, for as you receive the gifts from us and other unseen, you will give us a gift greater in its scope than we can describe. This is why we are excited to be here. We thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and we shall be with you in other ways as you pay attention to your dreams and all the sounds and sights around you. Do take heed. There will be great discoveries to unfold.
And hope to talk to you again.
We shall.
Hey.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.
Oh, thanks.
You might want some tea now.